Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to SSL Vintage this Saturday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Nick Tatham, and I'm joined by an old Dalian, as you can see from his face mask there, Nick Eyre. Nick Eyre, thank you so much for joining us. We've got a KZN derby on our hands today, Michaelhouse versus Kearsney from 2012. You're from the Eastern Cape, but I'm sure you've heard a bit about KZN derbies.
Well, I'm actually quite jealous because I think the strength, maybe bar Cape Town, the strength of the school rugby, just down the road from you, so many strong schools. Every day is almost like a derby day for you guys. So, yeah, very excited, and this was an absolute cracker, as we'll see at the end. Kearsney, Michaelhouse. I don't think you get bigger than that in Durban as well. I mean, you being an old Michaelhouse boy, you should know.
I think that just looking at the sides and looking at their runs through the season, the game built up to such a crescendo, and this was almost the game for number one for the 2012 season. It was the top two sides in KZN fighting it out, a lot of great players on both sides, but on the field on that day, it was a battle right to the bitter end.
I tell you, I was watching some of the highlights from these guys in the earlier games, and some of the tries were just unbelievable. The finishing from Bruce Honor was incredible. The two number 13s, that matchup was probably the matchup of the day. And I know that we had the Dupree twins there too, and old Joshie Moon trying to take them on, powerfully. But it was a huge game, I think, for both teams, and what a win and what a turnout.
Yeah, just looking at the two sides, we've obviously just mentioned the Dupree twins, Daniel and Jean-luc Dupree. They were humongous kids. They still are massive kids, but they were huge schoolboys, massive runners, massive ball players, but played with a lot of skill as well at the end of the day.
Yeah, but both of them do have a lot of skill. You see that even when they played out of the box and things like that. They're just not. I mean, when you look at Jean-luc Dupree's hits from that season, you could see that his tackles were absolutely immense. But then the offloads, the deft handling was just absolutely superb from both of them. They had a lot of talent in that. I mean, Tristan Tedder, he's still playing rugby out in France at the moment, the number 10. And of course, the rugby royalty here, Matthew Reese Edwards. I think we son of Hugh Reese Edwards, and then of course Robert Dupree. So there's a lot of talent that comes out of this Kearsney team.
And then just looking at the Michaelhouse side, I know that a guy like Rob Anderson has moved on, played for Ikeys. Josh Moon also played for Ikeys. So there were a number of players. Mark and Velase played Craven Week Rugby. There were a lot of players in that side that really gave them a lot of edge and a lot of flair to their backline. I know I've seen Rob Anderson playing for UCT. He was an adept rugby player, just fantastic with ball in hand. And I know that Michaelhouse do like to play a little bit more of an expansive game when they have the opportunity. If they have a backline that can do that, and they like to spread the ball in with guys out wide like Bruce Arnott and Gordon Loubser-Hutting, they had speed to burn, you could say.
Yeah, and let's just come back to the first name you mentioned there, Robert Anderson. He has, just looking back, how he controlled that backline was incredible. He made sure that those runners came so flat, and his timing of the passing ensured that the defenders just had a split second to decide who to take. And more often than not, Robert would take the right option, put him straight through. And of course, listen, let's not forget that he is also an incredible place kicker that has won them many games. They won so many games by 1 or 2 points that set them up for this incredible, game against Kearsney. And we're talking about the number 13, Michael Velassi. Wow. Not the biggest player, but strong as anything. Steps inside, outside. He has scored some incredible tries. I mean, against Westville, he destroyed Westville by himself pretty much. And there's so much talent here. Chris Britz, he was head boy. He was a provincial squash. He played first team cricket, and now he's a doctor, and he's a third generation Michaelhouse boy. So you can see that these guys really play for the jersey. Justin Mobley, powerhouse in the front, absolute powerhouse. I think he really took on those twins. While you see and look at the picture, it was brilliant. Probably not the most attractive game, I think, Nick, because it's I think the pressure was really on there. Some of the other games we saw, it was just the ball was throwing around, but the intensity was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can get into it as soon as possible. Just looking, I know you mentioned a guy like Justin Mobley. He was immense throughout the season. The skipper led from the front in a season that Michaelhouse did unbelievably well in. Not as well as they did a couple of years later, as we mentioned off air, the 2015 unbeaten side. But this side was close to one of the best they've ever had.
Just talking and talking to a few guys, they said that the attractiveness of the rugby was just absolutely incredible. And I think Michaelhouse is very much in the vein of I don't say like a Dale College. If you've got a half decent pack, they'll always have the backs. But if you've got a half decent pack, you can get a bit of ball and give it to these backs. And they were deadly backs. I mean, Bruce, I know his finishing was absolutely incredible. Beating 2-3 defenders to go out into the corner. If they can get enough ball, they are exceptionally dangerous.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Just a quick reminder, this game is old. We might not necessarily get all the names right. So please, in the comments, can you just make sure that we're getting them all right? So if we're calling one person the wrong name, please just correct us so we can hopefully, by the last 5 minutes, get all the names right. So here we go. Kickoff on Meadows.
Is the best thing, yeah.
So kickoff on Meadows. Michaelhouse against Kearsney College from 2012. A massive fixture. Both sides did really, really well. We're just looking through the sides again here. John O'Dayton, Jordan Meek and Ben Cornezos making up the front row. Jason Herchovitz and Dan Dupree in the second row. And Jared Hayes-Hill, Jean-Luc Dupree and Aaron Schramm in the back row for the Kearsney side. And then Tristan Tedder, the big man, always going to be a big player. Michaelhouse side, just the names we've mentioned before. Rob Anderson, Justin Mobley, Josh Moon, Michael Mvelase, the big name players and the big players. Here we go, kickoff. Michaelhouse playing from right to left in their red and white hoops. Kearsney College with the ball inside their 22-meter line. The clearance kick from Matt Reese-Edwards. Good kick, great kick up towards the halfway line. Just a steady start there from Kearsney.
Yeah, and I think, the thing with Matthew is he's got a really good boot on him. We've seen him throughout the season. For this season, he's got an educated boot, and I think they look to him a lot throughout the season with that educated boot.
So Michaelhouse going to a shortened line out here. Hartman to feed the first line out of the game. Just a couple minutes in here. Ball goes to the front. It's one in the end. Taken to ground here. Brits to Anderson standing wide. Big hard run up the middle of the field. That's a penalty there. Offsides, Kearsney. That's tough stuff there to start the game early. Obviously getting a little bit over eager on defense. And the penalty goes Michaelhouse's way.
Yeah, and then if you give that ball to Robert Anderson, I mean, he's got his kicking boots on here today, as we'll all see towards the end. And, like you said, a little bit over eager, I think. I think those Dupree brothers are really hungry, and they want to eat some Michaelhouse boys today. That's why I think they just overstepped the mark a little bit. But look at that field. I mean, it must be an incredible vibe that happens there. I need to see this one day.
It is a fantastic place to play rugby and to watch rugby. You get the long grass bank on the on the shade side here, and then the boys on the far side, as Anderson kicking toward what's called Warrior. It looks like a beautiful day, not a breath of wind looking at the trees in the background. He's given it a lot of air, has Anderson, and it is over. So Michaelhouse open their count, 3 points from the boot of Robert Anderson really early in this one. Kearsney College have an idea here that if they do give away penalties within range, I think that Robbie Anderson is going to have a dig.
Oh, and he's got a really beautiful big boot on him. And you'll see it throughout the game. Great player.
Oh, so the Michaelhouse let the ball bounce here. They've managed to clean it up by the looks of things. Taking it in here at the base. Chris Brits with the box kick. High hanging kick. Oh, but it's knocked forward in the end by Ngidi. Michaelhouse managed to pick that one up, and up towards the halfway line they go. Pressing down the short side they go. Brits looking for the ball at the base. Crashing run. Good tackle in the end from the Kearsney defenders. Michaelhouse just getting over the gain line, but the penalty goes the way of Kearsney College. Holding on the ground is a call from the referee. Kearsney managing to get over that one and win the penalty. Just stopping the momentum of the Michaelhouse boys.
Yeah, the Kearsney have really big physical players. So if you don't do an effective clean, these guys are going to make sure they get over the ball as quick as possible.
Tedder with the penalty kick. Past the 10-meter line. So Kearsney have their first attacking opportunity of the game. Jordan Meek is the man that's going to feed a shortened line out. Dupree docks it off the top to Reese Edwards. Oh, the penalty advantage is out. I think it's a harsh shot there. Quick tap and go from Reese Edwards. He's up over the 22. Great little offload. Kearsney on the front foot here for the first time in the game. Michaelhouse trying to get over the ball there to slow it down. Comes to the right. Tedder looking for the big runners in the middle of the field. Solid defending from Michaelhouse. Keeping Kearsney just behind the gain line here. To the right again. Oh, that's a tough pass from Reese Edwards. It looks like it's been knocked forward, and the advantage is over for that high tackle, which I thought was... I didn't think that was going to carry on, but my goodness, that was a hell of a hit.
That was a big coat hanger there, geez. And we see Kubeka and Velasi also coming at each other again. The two number 13s. Yeah, Velasi made Craven Week that year and had an excellent season. Just watching this up. But Kubeka himself was unbelievable for this team. Two 13s that really stood out in the KwaZulu-Natal game that year.
Great scrum from Michaelhouse, and they've won a penalty there. First scrum of the game, and Michaelhouse have definitely got the ascendancy there at scrum time. So the penalty goes their way just outside their own 22-meter line. Anderson has an opportunity to kick the ball into Kearsney territory and set up another attacking play.
Yeah, you mentioned the forward pack. The guys are telling us that Christopher Whiting, he's got a legend there now at Michaelhouse, that the triple XL boys rugby jersey wasn't big enough for him. That's how big he is.
He's a big kid. There we go. Great little line-out move there. Brits, Anderson, looking for his runners in the middle of the field. Cut-out pass. Michaelhouse trying to get some quick ball here for Brits. To the right they go again. Crashing it up just inside the right-hand touchline. Brits again, a little bit slow. They've got advantage. Short ball, Whiting beats one. Michaelhouse just trying to be patient here in the build-up. Trying to, little step there. Kick into the corner. That's not a bad little dink into the corner there. So Kearsney once again under pressure in their own 22.
That was really clever play there because they weren't really going anywhere. They seemed to just be going laterally. That's when you decide, okay, the wings up, chip it in behind, put the pressure back on the guys.
So quick line out from Kearsney. They go right to the back in their own 22. Bold call, but it's worked out well for them. Reese Edwards with the box kick. Goes deep. That's a great kick from the scrum half. Big bounce on the hard field deep in winter here. Lobsha Hutting with the bomb up towards the 22. Here we go. Looks like one of the Dupree twins. Can't be entirely sure which one it is, but he's taken to ground, and a good gang tackle from the Michaelhouse defenders. Reese Edwards. Tedder. Not a great kick, but looks like it's fallen to Robbie Anderson, I think. He also puts it on the toe. A little bit of ping pong here, straight to each other. It's a better kick by Josh Devine, I think, kicking it deep into the Michaelhouse 22. But as I said earlier, the field is hard. Great little step and go, but good tackle from Devine in the end. On it. Takes it inside their 22. Michaelhouse on the defensive here. Brits into the pocket for Anderson. He's got all the time to make the clearance kick. It's a good kick from the fly half, given the angle. Very well played from Robbie Anderson. Patient stuff from the fly half. Just making sure he gets the ball out of play and sets up a line-out for Kearsney.
And wonderful, absolutely wonderful work there for Kearsney too. They put the pressure on. The kick was just a little bit too far, but the pressure was on. That I think it was Chris Brits that came there and just got caught, but they got out well.
So Kearsney go to another short line-out. A little wraparound move, but it doesn't look like everyone knew what was going on there. But the free kick's gone the way of Kearsney. I think for numbers in the line-out. Reese Edwards goes quickly. Kearsney into the middle of the field. Good hard run from Tyler Smith. Oh, great offload on the ground to Aaron Schramm, the number 8. Advantage to Kearsney here. Deep inside the 22 of Michaelhouse, up towards the 5-meter line. Into the hands of Dupree, crashing up. Good defending from Michaelhouse in the end, but there's going to be no advantage. The penalty's gone the way of Kearsney. Danger for Michaelhouse just in those outside channels.
Yeah, definitely. Tyler Smith hit that line exceptionally hard. And as we see, Tristan Tedder, an easy one for him now. Both these fly-offs must have played each other. I know you guys played probably from, all the way down from under 14s all the way through. I mean, these guys must know each other's backwards as the number 10s.
So Tedder lining up his first shot at goal of the day. A nice easy one to start. And he just pops it over. 3 points Kearsney. So we're all tied up here, 3-3. Been an interesting one so far. It has ebbed and flowed a bit. Both sides have had attacking opportunities and just a penalty each to show for it at this stage.
It has. It's been a bit of cat and mouse game, just playing a bit of chess. A lot of kicking, but you expect that in the beginning of the game. You want to make sure that you get the territory and play rugby in the right areas of the field.
So Anderson with a high hanging kick, a good contestable kick. Dupree has misjudged it, but it's fallen for Kearsney. They've done well to clean that one up. Reese Edwards again. That's another box kick from the scrum off. That's a good high hanging one. Michaelhouse on the counter here. Beats one defender up towards the halfway line. Good defending from Kearsney, trying to hold him up in the tackle. Brits. Anderson deep in the pocket here. Looks for a ranging kick straight down the middle of the field. It's rolling in goal. He's going to want that to stop, but it doesn't. So we're going to come all the way back for a scrum to Kearsney. Anderson looked a bit like he was in two minds there.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go up. It was set up for a big Gary Owen, and it just seemed to just go flat and hard. And of course, with those, it's just a 50-50 if it's going to stop or not. The right idea, I think, again, like I say, just playing for territory early on, building a score, making sure you just get ahead. But unfortunately, just not coming off.
Kearsney with a scrum just inside the Michaelhouse half. Second scrum of the day. Chris Whiting absolutely out-muscled Ben Carnazos in the first scrum, and he's doing it again in the second. Huge scrum from the loosehead prop from Michaelhouse, but we just, as we say every single time with schoolboy scrums, is that the feed never changes and it can only go through 45 degrees. So the reset, Kearsney get another put in. Chris Whiting must be muscling there.
Oh, he's muscling. This must have been quite a big game for these guys, because if you think that 6 Cravenby players came out of Michaelhouse, 6 Cravenby players. So a lot of these guys are now playing up against guys that they know, are Cravenby, and they've got a massive point to prove. So you can just see what it must mean for the Kearsney guys against Michaelhouse foe, especially when they've both had really good seasons. Intense.
Yeah, Schramm off the back with the wraparound move. Reese Edwards passes it into Seals' hand with the grubber through. Michaelhouse managed to get back and clean that one up. Great play from Kearsney down the short side. It is there for Michaelhouse. Brits. It looks like Robbie Anderson with the pick and go there. Just being muscled by one of the du Preez twins. That's Jean-Luc du Preez, but they've still managed to keep the ball.
Brits. I just want to say Joshua did exceptionally well there to get back. He did unbelievably well to get there and cover that kick. You know, he went on to play in the Blitzbokker squad, so he's clearly got a lot of ball sense, speed. Joshua Moon, one of the most outstanding players, played Craven Week in that year too. An unbelievable player, one of the standout players for Michaelhouse.
Another player that went on to play rugby for UCT, played for the Ikeys in the Varsity Cup. Kearsney with a shortened line out, looking to go all the way to the back. They managed to win that. Reese Edwards. Another wraparound move. Du Preez in the middle of the field. Ranging run, great offload. And he's running in support lines. Fantastic work from Dan du Preez right up towards the try line here. Kearsney looking to get the first 5-pointer of the game up against the pole pad. It's there for Reese Edwards. He's coming to the right-hand side. But it looks like a little knock-on in there. That's unfortunate. Kearsney were right on the front foot and should have been 5 points up there.
That's definitely a get-out-of-jail-free card there for Michaelhouse. You'd almost see one of the du Preez twins getting that ball with 2 meters to go, and nobody's going to be able to stop them. Maybe Justin Mobley or a Moon would be able to get there, but you know, if they got a mismatch there, that was try time.
So under pressure, Michaelhouse at scrum time here on their own 5-meter line. Moon picks up off the back. Good run from the number 8, beating a number of defenders. That's brilliant work. Just giving the backline an opportunity here. Brits deep into the pocket for Anderson. Educated boot from the fly half. That's a fantastic kick. Taking play all the way up towards the halfway line. Kearsney will be pretty disappointed. That's an opportunity missed.
Definitely an opportunity missed. And like you see those games like in the World Cup last year, where England just were hammering and things. It breaks down your confidence. So if you don't get there and score, it's very difficult to get back into this game.
Kearsney have been good at line out time. And once again, Reese Edwards gets a little bit of scrappy ball, but he's done well. Kearsney managing to maintain possession. Pick and go down the blind side. Borenstein knew how to use his players, knew how to use his big runners. Very, very well trained and well versed on how to use the big runners in the forward play. As Kearsney once again, Reese Edwards to Tedder. Tedder looking to go wide here. Kearsney got a bit of space out wide. They want to use it. Seals taking on, great tackle in the end from his opposite, Carl Harrison. Michaelhouse making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown, and it looks like they've turned it over. They have. Oh, he's straight up the middle of the field. Brilliant run there from Mike Fenn. But it's a penalty. Kearsney getting out of jail once again. A couple cracks in the midfield there.
Now, Mike Fenn, the guys were saying, was one of the quickest Lucies that have ever played at Michaelhouse in the red and white. And it clearly showed there. The man's got a bit of speed to burn and made a few backs from Kearsney look a bit silly.
That's a great kick from Tedder, taking play just short of the 22-meter line. Kearsney with an attacking opportunity again. Missed one a little bit earlier. They're going to want to make that change here. They've been brilliant at line out time, as I mentioned earlier. Once again, they go to the front. Good take from Hershowitz. Wide ball. Oh, he's got a lot of space to run into there. Did Tyler Smith. Reese Edwards again. Up to du Preez. Jean-Luc du Preez, that is. But he gets a pass away. So Kearsney now in the wide channels. Kubeka. Gang tackle into touch from the Michaelhouse defenders. Good work, but the penalty has gone the way of Kearsney.
Would they come back for the penalty? But excellent work by Michaelhouse, just shepherding the guys out there. Looking dangerous again. Hershowitz did well. I think he was taken out in the air. I think Hershowitz is out in the UK at the moment. He'd probably be able to watch this from, or be loving to watch this from the UK out London side. Remember, guys, if we do
Well,
make mistakes, please correct us. We're only human. I'm also a man from the Eastern Cape, but loving this. And yeah, you can just hashtag SSL Live or SSL Vintage. Comment in the comments below. We love to hear your feedback. Tell us stories about this game. Tell us, how you guys were feeling about it. Yeah, it's just wonderful to see some of this amazing old footage again.
yeah, just a fantastic vibe up in the Balgowan Valley on a Saturday afternoon. As the sun sets there, gets a little bit chilly, I'm not going to lie to you, but fantastic conditions to play rugby in the wintertime up at Michaelhouse. Tedder lining up another kick here, 15 meters in from the right-hand touchline. A little bit more difficult than his first one, but should almost be a formality for the fly half, who's now based in France. It's a good strike.
Yeah,
Great strike from the fly half.
Yeah, he's playing. I think he's still playing his rugby out at Stade Toulousain, out in France again. Another man. I can see some of his old teammates playing here on the field together out in France rugby.
So the score update, 6-3 to Kearsney College. It has been very even so far, and it probably is a true reflection on the game and how it's panned out. Great kick from Anderson. Once again, Preez gets up, but he hasn't been able to take it cleanly, but it's a knock forward. So attacking opportunity for Michaelhouse. 6-3 the score here. 2 penalties from the boot of Tristan Tedder and 1 from Rob Anderson for Michaelhouse. A good attacking opportunity here.
Yeah, Nick T, listen, man, I think both these teams have explosive, dangerous runners, but their defensive systems have been up to it as well. You know, they've made sure that they've taken out those big, strong runners in the Preez brothers, and of course, Moon and Mobley from Michaelhouse.
So the left shoulder, Anderson, short pass into the middle of the field, wrap around. That's good work from Michaelhouse. Coming into the line is Lobsha Hutting. Offload, Michaelhouse with an opportunity here towards the try line. Anderson is in. Or is he, is the question. No, he isn't. Into touch. What offloading there. My goodness, that is enterprising.
And I know, throughout the season, I promise you, when you watch back some of these highlights, you'd almost think that he would go in for that try there, because he is just so difficult to tackle at that number 14 position. He scored some incredible tries, finishing wonderfully.
So Michaelhouse managed to win the line out, and they're on the attack right on Kearsney's line. That's the first line out Kearsney have lost, and it might cost them here. Whiting with the pick and go right up towards the line here. Chris Britz looking for it, digging in to the right-hand side. Wide ball once again. Fenn going for the line. Kearsney with some fantastic defending here. Pick and go again. Michaelhouse look like they might be over. There's some celebrations in the midfield, but the referee says it's going to be a scrum to Michaelhouse. Great attacking opportunity once again here with their powerful forward pack here and some big runners in the midfield.
You got to take your hat off to the defense there from Kearsney again. You know, they are putting their bodies on the lines, but of course they've got some big loosies, and obviously the second rows too. That it's just a wall for these Michaelhouse guys to get through.
Fantastic opportunity to set up a backline move. Anderson, what do we have? He goes himself, does the fly half. Good defending in the end from Kearsney once again. Kearsney with some fantastic defense on their line here. Michaelhouse are going to want to come away with something. Up towards the 5-meter line they go. Big push towards the middle of the field. Great defending in the end there from Kearsney. Fantastic work to drive the attacker back. Brits to the right-hand side. Anderson pulling all the strings. Here's the fly half. Great offload and the pop out the back, but it's gone into touch. Disappointing end to a positive move there.
Yeah, definitely. I think he just held on to that ball. You know, you don't want to get too close to the touchline, especially when you're so close. You know, you just need to work away, chip away. But when Robert Anderson gets that ball and he's got runners, you know, he just looks so dangerous. But again, now there's your get out of jail free card for Kearsney. Or is it?
Michaelhouse have managed to win another one. Kearsney still having to defend here. Great work from Cornezos. They're trying to hold up the Michaelhouse attacking runner. Brits. Anderson again. Good defending. Great work from Kubeka coming out of the line. And the penalty has gone the way of Kearsney. Brilliant defending. and they get just reward for some hard work there in defense.
Yeah, this Kearsney team clearly, one of their strengths is their defensive systems. Well-coached team, and it's going to be a tough day for Michaelhouse. I think it was a tough day for Michaelhouse to actually break those defensive lines. I mean, we already halfway through this half, and so close from both teams. Meters away, but they just can't get over.
Yeah, both defenses not letting up here. Kearsney with the line out just inside Michaelhouse's half. They've lost their last two, so going to want to make that right. To the back they go. Fantastic work. Here we go. Michaelhouse on the attack. The chip through. It's anyone's game here. Tedder's brilliant work from the fly half to get back and take that one into touch. I think that was Luke Strachen who managed to pick up the loose goods there.
The line out has been very poor from Kearsney. It's not like they don't have the jumpers there. I think there just might be some mistiming happening at the moment. But on the other hand, Stephen Hartman's been absolutely, dead-eyed dick with his throw.
There we go, to the back. Fantastic throw. Good work here. Building for another opportunity. A big chance here for Michaelhouse. They're going to want to take something away from this. Brits digging. Wants to come to the left. Whiting. Another big runner. They got advantage for a penalty. To the left again. Anderson with the show and go. Kearsney solid on defense once again. Not giving an inch. Up towards the 5-meter line, Michaelhouse. No advantage. Penalty has gone the way of the men in red and white. Kearsney have been defending like absolute Trojans, but then just erred a little bit there in their discipline, and the opportunity here for Anderson to level up the scores.
Yeah, Michaelhouse looking dangerous. Oh, you saw... I think it's one of the Lucy's just screaming for the ball there from Michaelhouse, saying, give it to me, we've got something going here. But again, good defense from Kearsney. Of course, they were a little bit offside, but this kick is just rudimental, bread and butter stuff. Easy as pie here for Anderson. But exciting, and Michaelhouse is really showing that they, what their forwards can do. They are dominating here at track time. And their line-out is just absolutely superb too. That's why, you can't do anything without the ball. And Michaelhouse, at scrum time and line-out time, are definitely, I think, have had the upper hand on the Kearsney team.
Anderson from in front. Gives it some serious air, but he's added 3 points, and that levels the scores. We are 6-all here at Meadows. Just looking back, remember you can engage with us, hashtag SSL Vintage, and just let us know if we're making any mistakes or if you have any comments on the game. It's 6-all at this stage. It's been very even, both sides having some good attacking opportunities as Kearsney get us back underway. Nice high hanging kick just over the 10-meter line. Oh, Kearsney had an opportunity there, but it's knocked forward. It's going to be a scrum.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting that Quebec actually takes the restarts. You think, Tedder has an incredible boot himself. Maybe he just gets better height. I'm not too sure exactly why Quebec did it. Maybe somebody can tell us. Was Quebec the drop goal king at Kearsney that year?
So, scrum inside Michaelhouse's half. Brits feeds. Kearsney starting to get their own back a little bit at scrum time. Looping pass as he wraps around. Here we go. Attacking chance here for Michaelhouse. Popping back on the inside. Brilliant work from Bruce Arnott, I think, up towards the halfway line. Coming in from his right wing. Deep pass from Brits. Big ranging runners. Michaelhouse taking the ball very deep here on attack. Might have been the plan from the coaches, Andre van Wyk and Mark Schwartz. Pick and go down the left-hand side. Brits. Up towards the gain line they go. Beating defenders left, right and centre. Fantastic work up towards the 22-meter line. But the ball has popped out on the Kearsney side. Here we go. Are they going to use this as an opportunity to attack? Wide ball into the hands of Ngidi. He looks like he's got some toe. Gets it on the inside, just making sure that it doesn't go out to touch. Advantage to Michaelhouse here. Looks like it was a knock forward, but both sides willing to have a crack. Fantastic to see.
Definitely, especially running from out of your 22. A bit of confidence. These guys clearly they do have a lot of confidence to run from their own 22. Um, but yeah, just when you think Michaelhouse had the upper hand, just a silly mistake that lets it go. And I think a lot of this first half was that. It was a lot of like, a lot of what could have been if we had just held on to it a little bit more. We could have gotten away with this game a little bit more. But, as we'll see, it's so tight right to the end. Nick, tell me, man, what kind of traditions and things did the guys have there with the singing and yeah, I know that the guys run up and down or sing around the first team in the quad.
Yeah, so I think every Friday night before the big games, I know that when I was there, it was sort of your Maritzburg College, your Hilton Michaelhouse, your Kearsney, and probably, I'm not sure whether it was Westville, but yeah, you'd have a main quad walk around on the Friday night. So your first team rugby and hockey side would be on the pond, and the rest of the school would be around them, and you would practice your war cries and you would sing the school song, and then you would have your team meeting after that, where you got your jersey. When I was there, our captain was the head boy, so we'd have it in the head boys room. You'd get your jersey on the Friday night, and then Saturday mornings you'd go down and watch 14 A's, 15 A's, 16 A's, and then sort of prepare for your game. As we have the scrum down to Michaelhouse on the halfway line. Anderson takes it right to the line. Fantastic cutout pass. The chip into the corner. Chasing hard was Kyle Harrison, but the ball wins the race into touch on the 22-meter line. Yeah, so from a traditions perspective, I don't know. I'm not sure how much has changed. If there are any new traditions that they do. This was quite a long time ago that I'm talking about, but yeah, it was fairly simple the way that we approached the Friday nights before games and then on match days.
Yeah, maybe we can get a few comments from some Kearsney boys about what they did before the games. Be great to hear from the guys.
There we go. Michaelhouse managing to use that loose ball, but the indiscretion means a penalty to Kearsney. They get out of jail here right on their own line. Penalty to the men in the maroon with the white hoop.
So many opportunities here from Michaelhouse, and again, I think that was just two movements with the ball. You might have been able to release that, but Michaelhouse definitely on the ascendancy here, playing most of the rugby here. Eh? They played most of the rugby in the Kearsney half. All Michaelhouse.
Yeah, but the scoreboard says 6-all, so Kearsney won't be disappointed with the fact that they haven't conceded any more points. But the line-out seems to have gone amiss for Kearsney at the moment, and it's an absolute shambles in the end, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick to Michaelhouse. There was a block from the hooker, so it just seems to be falling apart at set piece here for Kearsney.
Definitely, and if you don't have a good set piece, you don't have a game, eh?
So, Michaelhouse with a quick tap from the free kick. Left-hand side, Brits, Whiting, big carry from the prop. He's carried beautifully so far on this one. Brits again, goes to the short side. There it is for Brits again. Big tackle. Brilliant defensive work from Kearsney. Michaelhouse won the penalty. Kearsney offside. If you're doing so much defending, you're almost bound to give away penalties like that.
And I think that's exactly what Michaelhouse are trying to do. They're trying to hold on to that ball as much as possible and doing really well. Chris Brits is doing wonderfully well, finding the right runners, the right place at the right time. And remember, this is a big defense from Kearsney. So they're doing exceptionally well to Michaelhouse.
Yeah, as we have a bit of a break here, Nick, I know that a man from Dell College, did you play a lot of rugby against KZN schools at festivals?
Yeah, I played lots. I played Kearsney. We actually played Kearsney twice. I'm happy to say we never lost, but remember this is a long time ago. Eh? I'm a late '90s boy, so I think it was different time. Got to play. I'm trying to think of the other schools. I mean, we played at St. John's. We played at the Cockstad Festival, so we always got to play against a KZN school there. And it's so enjoyable playing against the KZN schools because they do play a wonderful type of rugby, running rugby, similar to us.
There we go. Michaelhouse setting up the driving maul, 5 meters out. This is a fantastic opportunity, but Kearsney have defended beautifully here. managed to get themselves right in and amongst it. As Michaelhouse still pushed towards the line, Brits has managed to get it out. Anderson, short pop on the cutback. Here we go, Michaelhouse trying to get that first try of the game here. Oh no, it looks like the ball's been lost forward. That it will be gut-wrenching for the coaches, that's for sure. But even more gut-wrenching for the men out wide that had the opportunity to score the tries.
Yeah, I mean, I think this would be about the fourth, unforced error that's actually happened now 5-10 meters from the line. So you can see that these coaches were tearing their hair out at this.
So we've got about, I think it's probably about 5 minutes left. Can't see the scoreboard very clearly, but big scrum from Michaelhouse. Big defensive scrum there from the men in red and white. Kearsney under all sorts of pressure at set piece. They're going to want to get rid of this one as quickly as they can.
Nick, I did mention that there were a few Craven Week players in the team. There were 6 in total and 1 Academy Week guys. I don't know if the guys in the comments can let us know who they were. I think we're a little bit... I think it was... Velasi was definitely one. Anderson, maybe a few others. And there was 1 Academy Week player.
That's brilliant work. Michaelhouse managing to bundle Kearsney back over their line and win an attacking scrum. I got the time wrong. There's just over 2 minutes, I think, left in the first half here. 6-all. Michaelhouse with an attacking opportunity, looking to score the first try of the game. And couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
They would walk away with this is England in the World Cup final, not being so close, not scoring. They have to score here. They just absolutely have to score.
It'll be a big win for Kearsney if they manage to turn this one over, but the scrum's going to be reset. That was interesting.
Yeah, I think it's different rules, obviously, with the schoolboys. It looked like it was underneath the hooker's feet of the Kearsney guys, but yeah, schoolboy scrumming is obviously a lot more different to that of the senior rugby, because you just want to try and protect the players too. Otherwise, no team will get the ball because there's so many mismatches throughout the years.
Another opportunity. They get the left shoulder up here. White, Brits, Anderson. Oh, he's just caught with the ball there in possession. Not quite sure what the plan was, but Michaelhouse have managed to retain possession. Looks like they're going to go with the big forwards here. Pick and goes. Big work up towards the 5-meter line. Hartman has had the ball ripped from him. Oh. That's fantastic work from Kearsney. That is going to be a huge psychological boost going into the break here, that Kearsney have managed to lock out Michaelhouse from scoring a try there in that period of play.
Oh wow, yeah, that was what a great rip. You know, that's a 100% kind of rip. The strength shown, absolutely incredible.
Hartman with the feed, tap back, Brits takes well. Anderson, oh, it's a fantastic ball. Kearsney were looking for the intercept. It looks like it's Stephen, pops it up to Arnott, up on the right-hand touchline. Michaelhouse still putting Kearsney under all sorts of pressure here. Can Kearsney hold out? That's the question. Right up towards the halfway line, up to half-time, I beg your pardon. Michaelhouse with the pick and go down the short. They're right there by the line, but it's a penalty that goes their way. Kearsney won't be overly disappointed about giving a penalty away in those wide areas. The tap and go. Michaelhouse looking for a try here towards half-time. Not 10 meters. They still got another opportunity. Brits, the scrum off, takes quickly. The short pass. Back into the traffic they go. Preez needs to get out of there. The penalty advantage has gone the way of Michaelhouse. Have they got it over the line? They have. That's the try. That's what they've been looking for. The first 5-pointer of the game, with all the pressure that they were exerting on the Kearsney defense. Something had to give, and eventually it did, and Michaelhouse get the first 5 points.
Nick, what did I tell you about this backline? This backline in the highlights reels, if you do yourself a favor, there's a guy that did Simon Blackie did a brilliant little Michaelhouse thing. And unbelievable. This back line was so deadly. And I was just watching now, and I just noticed, because it's a longer game, that Brits has a really good long pass. So that means it gives Anderson lots of room to get away from the defenders close to a rack, or the defenders close to at scrum time, and the straight hard running. And Anderson's got such an accurate dealt fast pass. And I mean, we haven't really seen much from Tedder this half, because it's been all Michaelhouse, and luckily they get themselves that try, because if they had gone without that 5 points going into this half, that would have been such a big win for Kearsney. It would have been demoralizing for Michaelhouse.
Yeah, definitely. So that 5-pointer on the halftime whistle basically meant that it was 11-6 at the break. Michaelhouse, almost contrasting styles, I guess, Nick, with Michaelhouse playing a lot deeper in the back line, and Kearsney, with the time that they have had the ball, playing a lot flatter. Tyler Smith taking flat passes off Tedder, whereas Michaelhouse looking to use that open space to sort of make decisions and create mismatches on the outside.
Yeah, why wouldn't you when you've got Arnold on the outside? I mean, he's Craven Week player, brilliant finisher of note. He gets a half a sniff, he's going to go in and score. And of course, you got the best center in Velassi at 13. So you play to your strengths, don't you? And you've got the guy that can make it happen too, at number 10. I'd really hope that we see more of this backline from Kearsney, because they are dangerous. I've seen Quebecer do amazing. Tedder is clearly a class player. And, Reese Edwards with an educated boot. It's just they don't have ball. And I think it all comes down to that they just didn't get any line outs, and they were under pressure at the scrums. And you can't play rugby without the ball.
Yeah, let's just focus quickly on that set piece. I know they started their lineouts well. It looked like they had their numbers covered and they were winning their ball, and then it all fell apart. Sort of the last quarter of the last half of the half, basically, and they couldn't win their lineout ball, and they were getting muscled in the scrums. So their backline was obviously not getting any opportunities because they weren't getting any good clean ball.
I've been in that team. Trust me, I've been in a team where all you're doing is tackling, and your hooker just misses one line out, and his confidence goes a little bit. And the scrum, all of a sudden, they've had a good scrum, so now they've got the ascendancy, and it becomes a long, hard day for you if you don't take back that. Just start hitting shorter lineouts. Just win your ball. That's probably the main thing that you need to do when you're in trouble like that. Win your ball. Play the good territory. But I'm sure the coaches will have a good talk to the Kearsney team, and it gets interesting in the second half. Very interesting.
Yeah, Barenstein is a hell of an astute coach, and he's very experienced, and he would know exactly what to say to his players at halftime. So now we're going to jump into the second half. Michaelhouse scored on the stroke of halftime to take the lead 11-6. Kearsney now playing from right to left in their maroon with the white hoop, and they're going to restart. The man in the number 13 shirt, Sandile Quebecer, is entrusted with the restarting duties, and he gets us underway for the second half here. 11-6 to Michaelhouse. Great take in the air. Good call, nominated himself, got up there and won it. Anderson on the left. It's a shoddy kick up the middle of the field. Quebecer. Now we get an opportunity to see him run. Good tackle. Middle of the field here. Kearsney trying to get themselves on the front foot, get themselves back into this one. Making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown are the Michaelhouse forwards. Right-hand side. Tedder changes the angle. It's a fantastic kick into the 22, finds some real estate, and it bounces just into touch. Great work from the fly half, good vision, finding a bit of space there, putting Michaelhouse on the defensive early on.
And that's where they want to be. I mean, you've got to play in the right areas of the field, put pressure back onto your opposing team, Michaelhouse here, and just give them hassle at the line, hassle.
There we go, so to the front they go, and they win it back. Brits to Anderson. Michaelhouse look like they're going to have a little go here, deep inside their 22. Fantastic work, great confidence shown. The kick goes over the top, and Devine has to get back. It's fallen for Michaelhouse. Great work chasing up there. Fenn has found himself up there, but his pass doesn't go to hand. And it's going to be a scrum advantage to Kearsney College. They get the scrum, but great chasing from the Michaelhouse backline. And Mike Fenn getting up there in support. Great work from the Lucy.
Yeah, they used to call him the racehorse, eh? That man's got wheels and strength. And you can see how he gets there. But what confidence again. Geez, both these backlines are keen to run out of their own 22. But when you have the skills and you know you can make the passes, it's not such a high risk. And it is here where, you make 2 passes, the guys have to come up, then you can kick behind, and that's when you kick to space. But great chasing.
So Kearsney were looking for the little 8-9 there on the short side. Reece Edwards hoping to get himself a little bit of space there to make the clearance kick, I think. But the scrum is going to be reset just outside the 22 of Kearsney. They're going to want to try and muscle up in the second half of the scrum team.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They need to muscle up, they need to stand up there and give their back some ball to work with. That's the main thing. Otherwise, it's always going to be a long day.
Penalty, Kearsney College. A little bit of illegal scrummaging there from Chris Whiting, which is a bit unfortunate for him because he's been dominating on the loose head side there for Michaelhouse. But the referee awards a penalty to Kearsney, who have the opportunity to clear their lines, get play into the Michaelhouse half of the field. But no, he hasn't found touch. Disappointing stuff here. Michaelhouse kicked the ball back to them though. In their 22, Kearsney with the chance now. Tedder's going to have a crack. I beg your pardon, Divine. And it's a little bit of aerial ping pong here. Robbie Anderson, all the time in the world, looks for the spiral. Haven't seen that in a while. That is vintage. It falls into Tedder's hands. Tedder into the middle of the field. Up to the halfway line, Kearsney go. Reece Edwards with the box kick. That's not a bad one to contest. Fantastic work. And he's up the short side. Here we go. Open the floodgates. Michaelhouse up towards the 22-meter line. They go. Big hit. On the front foot. Pick and go. They want to keep this momentum going here. Do them in red and white. They've got advantage. Whiting with the carry.
You can see how
gets rid of 1. Gets rid of 2. But the ball was ripped, so no advantage. The penalty goes the way of Michaelhouse. Chris Whiting has been immense with ball in hand.
Chris Whiting is an absolute monster. And if you look at some of those highlights, he's been incredible. But Jonathan Dayton and Benjamin Carnizos, they are big boys. They're big boys. It just doesn't feel like they just, they had that unity. Look at some of these guys. They are. Both packs are exceptionally large. It just feels like the Michaelhouse guys, working better together.
Just needs a bit of a breather there. Is a bit thin, I think, in the Midlands.
I see that this year was the year that you guys beat St Andrews, and if I'm not mistaken, it's like the 5th win ever since 1923. Do you guys struggle against St Andrews from Eastern Cape?
For some reason, Michaelhouse have always battled against St Andrews. I know in recent, I think last year they got an absolute hiding, but I know St Andrews' side was top notch last year. I think they beat Grey. I think they were the best side in the Eastern Cape last year. I do stand to be corrected.
Well,
another strong scrum there from Michaelhouse.
At St Andrews, we played them. Well, we hadn't played them. The first time I ever played against them was in 1998, and the last time we played against them was in 1976. The last year my old man played. It was such a big fight. in the thing that we didn't play them for like 22 years or something. I think it's just obviously everyone thinks that the Dells are quite rough out there, But St Andrews is like a wonderful school, and they also play that wonderful brand of running rugby. You just love to watch them play. Bishops, Michaelhouse, St Andrews, all cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to work at St Andrews for a year when I was finishing with my studies, and it was the year after they had a fantastic 2011 year. The St Andrews side was, I think, unbeaten that year, and just watching them play was something to behold. The way that they played. But Michaelhouse here on the attack. Lobsha Hutton getting held up in the middle of the field. Luckily he gets to ground and the ball's there for Brits. Short side. Taking it up towards the 22-meter line. Big carries from the forwards so far from the Michaelhouse players. Once again, Fenn Good defending, great work. Coming up quickly off the line there to Kearsney. Anderson with a little dink through into some space. It's a fantastic kick from the far half. All he has to do is catch and he's over. The try has been awarded and there's a yellow card. So Michaelhouse get over for their second 5-pointer, and Kearsney are going to be a man down here for 10 minutes. What a little dink through from Robbie Anderson. Vision aplenty.
But he's got a card.
Yeah, he's definitely like. I mean, we talk about him all day today. You know, him and Ted, the other flyer, two outstanding flyers that came out of out of the Natal area, and a wonderful little touch. But it was a planned move. And clearly, like you could see that Kearsney put so much pressure on that defensive line, and just a little dab through, and there was just nobody covering. Wonderful work, and he started it and he finishes it. Does that.
So Michaelhouse, bit of breathing space now. 18 points to 6 up. Kearsney with it all to do here in the second half, and they're a man down for the next 10 minutes. Kubeka with the restart. No time wasting here from the Kearsney boys. Taken in well from Pienaar. Brits. Michaelhouse with all the options in the world there. Brits again. Anderson now comes into the line with a step. Fantastic work. Steps 2. He's in some space now. Steps 3. Brilliant work from Robbie Anderson. He needs support. Michaelhouse have got the penalty advantage. The Kearsney players retreating slowly, and it's going to be a penalty slap bang in front of the posts. This could really hurt Kearsney.
Oh, geez, this could definitely. And you see how the momentum now is totally with Michaelhouse. You almost think to yourself, geez, how do Kearsney come back from this? I mean, we didn't. If this was a live game, we'd probably never know what would be happening here. But it goes absolutely down to the wire. Incredible player from Michaelhouse. What do you think Kearsney are telling themselves now? What can they do?
Yeah, they need the ball. They need the ball, and they need to keep it for extended periods of time.
Well, I think somebody in the comments was on that field and can tell us exactly what they were thinking right now. Somebody who's watching this, one of the players will be able to come back and say, listen, what do we say? We are now, going to be almost, 13, 14 points down. And, how do you build yourself up to this? Geez, I've also been in that situation. What do you tell yourselves? What were the guys talking about? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, the momentum was all with Michaelhouse at this stage. Anderson lining up another shot, gives it a real hoof, but it's wide, and this could be a turning point here. Robbie Anderson missing his first kick at goal. Kearsney with the let-off there. So they're still in this by the skin of their teeth at this stage. Another score might put them to bed, but Kearsney with a ranging restart from Kubeka down into the half of Michaelhouse. Brits into the middle of the field, into Anderson. That's a beautiful pass from the fly half. Great work from Lobsha Hutting. He's into some space, looking for an offload, but there's no support. The ball is a penalty there to Kearsney. Michaelhouse just a little bit slow on the support lines there. There was another opportunity gone a-begging, and the penalty goes the way of Kearsney. And I think the man off the field with the yellow card is Tristan Tedder. I think he is off. Tyler Smith with the clearance kick. The penalty taking play past the halfway line.
You know what I'd be telling my team, what they should be saying. They're saying, listen, let's not kick any ball. Let's not give any ball. We'll hold on to this ball, because every time Michaelhouse get the ball, they look like they are going to be running them ragged. But there's a comeback. Here we go.
Here we go. Preez up into the middle of the field. Brave tackle in the end. There goes the next. That's a beautiful offload into the hands of Kubeka. Kubeka steps 1. Gang tackle. Michaelhouse trying to keep him in the air, but he's got to ground. Advantage here, I think. No, it isn't. Preez. Good defending from Michaelhouse. Quick off the line, but Kearsney keeping the ball alive here. They've got an opportunity out wide. Hershevitz, the man taking it in, but it's fallen free here, but no advantage. It's going to be a penalty going the way of Kearsney College. There we go. the opportunity that they've been longing for here to try and just get themselves back into the game. Despite being a man down, if they can get some points here, that'll be a huge psychological boost.
If I'm not mistaken, the score's now 18-6, correct? So we're looking at 12 from there, so 2 tries. They need to score points. That's why they're going for that. They've decided now to actually just run the ball.
A quick tap. Dupree takes about 4 defenders with him. Up towards the 5-meter line, middle of the field. Good opportunity here. Jean-luc Dupree driving towards the line. Kearsney really going to want points. They've got advantage here. Not rolling away on the ground, I think, is the call. Fantastic chance here. Oh, the big man, he is in. Jono Dayton gets over for the score. Look at him. I can tell you for a fact that Jono Dayton is not that size these days. He was a big boy there. Fantastic rugby player.
What's he like these days?
He is slim and trim, can tell you that much.
It's amazing. It only seems like the scrum halves get fat. You know, like everybody else seems to get smaller. Marius Herter, like he does the Cape Epic now. You know, and then for 95 World Cup, and then Johanru, the scrum half looks like he's eating a Weber. What's wrong with us, man?
Back to the game. Back to the game. That's a fantastic kick. Quebecer with the kicking duties has just slotted it. So Kearsney have got themselves right back into this one. It is 18-13 now, and you can just see how a try changes the complexion of the game, and that was with a man down. So Kearsney is the momentum shifting here.
Yeah, well, maybe they needed to play 14 players and get a little shock wake up. The passion that you saw from Johnny Dayton as well was just incredible. It means so much for them. I mean, these guys must be like killing themselves inside to win this game.
There we go. It's fallen for Kearsney. They've got all 15 players now. I just saw Tristan Tedder making his way back onto the field. Here we go. They're looking like they're going to just trust the big men. Reese Edwards into the pocket for Tedder. He's going to be fresh now after his 10 minutes in the bin. Lobsha Hutting beats 1, beats 2. He's just an easy looking runner, but good defending there, driving him back in the tackle. Ran into a bit of traffic there. Brits. Anderson deep. Ranging kick now from the fly half. And it's a kind bounce for Kearsney in the end. And they return the favour. Anderson. Oh, he takes one on. Takes 2 on. Good tackle in the end from the Kearsney defenders. Top stuff there. Hartman down the short side. So Michaelhouse don't want to just sit on their laurels here and try and defend the lead. They're going to want to keep playing some rugby as they pick and go. It's there for Brits. He's looking for his big players here. Fenn looks like the man who's going to pick and go this time. Open side he goes. Good drive. Good support play there too from the Michaelhouse forwards. Support needed here. Penalty won there. It looks like it's that man, the try scorer, Jono Dayton, who's got over the ball and won the penalty for Kearsney.
Yeah, wonderful work. I mean, he scored the try. He's making some, big, meaningful turnovers. Yeah, he's definitely one of the forwards, one of the guys in the forward pack that decided, okay, listen, you take this game by the scruff of the neck, and let's go for it. We just need to make sure that we can find some of his line-out jumpers, and this game's wide open as we know.
Hindsight is 20/20 vision. Kearsney go to the back, pops off, but it's Michaelhouse who have managed to. No, they haven't. It's going to be a penalty here. Gee, we have seen a shift here now. Michaelhouse making the mistakes, giving Kearsney the opportunities, and they're chasing tries by the looks of things. It's going to be a kick to the corner.
And often, Nick, you see this where there's one team dominating first half, all Michael, but they get 3, 4, 5 chances don't. Kearsney get 2 chances here in the second half and take them, and they score. So maybe Michaelhouse did dominate for most of the game, but you still got to make sure that you have that killer instinct.
Oh no, the wraparound move, but it's worked out. Daniel du Preez up into the 22. It's going to be a scrum down to Kearsney, a little knock on there. I thought it might be a deliberate knock on, so Michaelhouse will feel lucky that they got away with that. Scrum down, Kearsney ball on the 22-meter line. Little blindside to work with here. Nick Air, what are you thinking? What's the move?
I know this is the best. This is the best. The perfect side of the field. Scrum offs on the wrong side. They're definitely going to go wide here. They're going to bring in their strike runners or somebody coming in nice, short and hard. Although I've seen this game, so let me not give it all away.
Aaron Schramm with the pick and go. He gets it. They do go to the open side. Reese Edwards has taken in the tackle. Kearsney still with possession. Michaelhouse trying to win the ball on the ground, but it's there. Right hand side again. Schramm. Haven't seen much of the number 8, but my goodness, you've got rid of him. Great work from the number 8. Strong stuff. Kearsney again. Michaelhouse need to be patient on defense. Huge pass into Herchowitz's hands. Du Preez, middle of the field, steps 1, looking for an offload. Needs some support. Here we go, and Giri gets in on the act. But it's a knock forward. Chance gone a begging.
Jean-luc.
Yeah, it's now it's Kearsney's chance to make those unforced errors here. Just have this tendency. They're holding onto the ball nicely. It just shows you like how important it is to make sure that you have that ball in your hand properly. And if it does get a bit slippery and wet, just be careful. It's really difficult when you've got all that ascendancy and then something silly like that happens. But oh, geez, Kearsney, it's their time to shine here, it seems.
Oh, we got a bit of an issue there. It looks like Dan du Preez took a bit of a knock after his carry there. He's getting a bit of attention.
The guys are getting so pumped. They're talking, they telling each other, listen, we're right here. They're holding it nicely. They are definitely stepping up to the plate now as this pack. I wonder what they were talking about.
Trying to make sure that Dan du Preez stays on the field, I think, would be an important one. He's a massive ball carrier. But as we said before the game, how impressive is it to see that these two du Preez twins are more than just big ball carriers. Great offloads, fantastic vision and awareness, and a lot more than just big brute strength.
Yeah, well, their older brother's a fly-off. Their dad was a world-class scrum-off. They're clearly going to have some hands in the family.
Anderson with the clearance kick there. Good scrum from Michaelhouse and managing to clear their lines past the 22 up towards the 10-meter line. Kearsney still on the front foot here with an attacking opportunity. Michaelhouse need to absorb this pressure. To the front they go. Reese Edwards. Michaelhouse standing off in defense there. Anderson making the tackle in the end. Reese Edwards again to the right-hand side. Du Preez managing to get the pass away. The advantage is going the way of Michaelhouse. Starting to get interesting off the ball there. But no advantage. The scrum down goes the way of Michaelhouse. A bit of frustration, I think, from both sides, as it just peters out a bit there. And Michaelhouse have an opportunity here to try and get themselves back into the Kearsney half. They've sort of been out of the contest for the last while.
Yeah, it does seem like they just don't have the ball. It's like a game of two halves. Niti, I've got a question for you, man. When I was looking at, obviously not coming from Eastern Cape here, a lot of these Durban guys do a bit of Facebook stalking, LinkedIn stuff. A lot of these Durban like stay in Durban. They just love like being back there, and probably 90% of them still stay out in the Durban side. Where in the Eastern Cape, the first opportunity, so like out. What is it about Durban? It's like a magnet for you, Axe.
It's the laid back vibe.
Hey, bro.
I have no idea. I know a lot of my class guys come from out of the province, so you'll have a lot of Joburg guys that make up my class side, and then I guess being at Kearsney, you probably sort of Durban based and study here and maybe join the local rugby club, and that's about it.
That's the rugby.
Here we go.
I digress.
Kearsney with men over here. Brilliant work from Kubeka. He's got Ngidi outside him. Ngidi for the corner. Can he get in? No, he can't. Defensive work is fantastic there in the end from my class. Scrambling to get back, but Kearsney just flexing their muscles there.
What did I tell you about Kubeka? That man is dangerous. If you guys want to see some incredible rugby and the tries, so go watch the Kearsney College 2012 highlights. Some of that stuff is insane, as well as the Michaelhouse from Simon Blackie. It's the highlights of the 2012 camp. These are two exceptional teams from here. That's why it was so important. This game was so important.
Hartman to feed the line out on his own 5-meter line. It's a massive one here, and it looks. Oh, they've managed to get a penalty, I think. Have my class. That'll be a massive relief.
Oh yeah, listen, a try in the corner saved brilliantly, unbelievable work there, and then they get a penalty relief, and this man's got a boot that'll take them far.
Ngidi tries to keep it in. And that's a huge kick with the help of the Kearsney winger, but my class right now have an opportunity to attack. Can they make it count? I don't know, Nick, can they make it count?
Stephen Hartman's been really good. Let's just say to him, he's been exceptional with his lineouts. I don't think he's missed one lineout all day. They say that he's back at school, he was like this artistic and really beautiful guy, but on the field they called him the beast. That's how he was just eating guys up. Oh.
Kearsney, here we go. Josh Devine with the charge down and regather. Reese Edwards, Tedder with the show and go. Straight into the traffic, good offload off the deck. Penalty, Michaelhouse. Kearsney will be kicking themselves there. They got the momentum and they were building for something special, but they've gone and given away a penalty for holding on in the ground.
Yeah, somebody did exceptional work there. Somebody in the comments, tell me who stole that ball. That was amazing. Well done.
Anderson. Michaelhouse on the attack now. Still up here. It's 18-13 at this stage, as we saw on the clock earlier. Probably about 10 minutes to go. Kearsney with the steal. Preez. Jean-luc Preez.
Commentators curse there. Doesn't miss the line out. Steal the next one. Oh, you idiot, Mickey. Mickey, you idiot.
There we go. There we go. Kearsney managing to get up, but it's turned over here. Michaelhouse haven't had a lot of the ball in the second half. Well, no advantage. They're going to get a scrum. Now let's just talk about these two guys, Jean-luc and Daniel Preez. Daniel packing down in the second row here, as we know now. He's a number 8, has played for the Hawks at number 8. Do you think that there was a difference in the two? Can you notice any difference in the two here? Is there a standout out of the two of them?
Not much. I mean, both of them were clearly exceptional runners. I just think maybe Jean-luc on the defensive side, was big. I've seen some hits on those highlight reels. I mean, when you go into that man's channel, he's going to absolutely destroy you. But I don't think there is much in it. I just think, at schoolboy, when you don't have as good of a player in the one position, you try and move around for the best players. His best position was clear at number 8. He was never going to become a second rower. He just didn't have the height and stuff like that. And he's playing exceptionally well at 8 these days anyway.
There we go. He's packing down at 8 now, I see, at that scrum. Anderson with the wraparound, but that's fantastic read of the play from, I think it was Tyler Smith. Great work from the centre, and they've got a penalty to Kearsney. What a read from the centre. Huge hit on Anderson. Penalty to Kearsney. Great stuff.
Yeah, when listen, when it comes down to the business end of games, it's those turnovers that are golden. You know, it's turnovers in the beginning of the game, first half, you know, nice to have. But these become critical now. This is when your Francois Lowe's and your Heinrich Brousseaus and your Richie McCaws of the world stand up and say, listen, somebody needs to stand up and be counted here. And Kearsney and Oaks are standing up, and we'll see why.
We're into the last 10 minutes, I would think, here. Michaelhouse with the lead, but only a slender one. Kearsney, great offloads off the ground. They've been doing that fantastically the whole day. Kubeka, fends one. That is a brilliant fend from the centre. Don't come back tomorrow. My word. That will teach you to tackle, though.
I see Afrikaans mense say, die bus is vol, young mens. Sit down. But geez, you should have stayed infield. There's not kicking the ball out, probably the greatest sin in rugby field. And secondly, running out. You should never let the ball run out. You did so well.
Michaelhouse have lost another line out. So the commentator's curse from Nick Eyre is really playing out here as Kearsney on the front foot into the 22. Tedder, Smith, angle from Kubeka. The man's full of running now. Michaelhouse trying to be a nuisance on the ground, but it's still there. Big runners. Dupree with the step. Looks like he shook off that foot injury, did Dan Dupree. Right hand side. Reese Edwards. Great work from the scrum off. Pop off the ground. Kearsney deserve it. Serve a try, and it looks like they've got in. What play from the men in maroon. Offloads off the ground aplenty, and they get in for a well-deserved try.
Superb work there. Just show you, even if you have a good defensive line, if you've got the offloading ability, no defense can stop it. And incredible work. They've taken their chances. Kearsney have only had 3 or 4 opportunities, and they've taken them, and they are right back in this game with a kick to come. It's now 18 all. They're going to this game 2018. How much to play left? Do you know?
I think it can't be more than about 7 or 8 minutes. I think it's probably less than that. So this is a huge kick for Tristan Tedder, wide out on the right in front of the Michaelhouse boys, which adds a little bit more spice to the kick. Definitely a bit more pressure there.
I'm gonna put my money on it and tell you that this man plays professional rugby. He's got the go. I'm gonna put my house on it.
He's put his house on it, and he's staying in his house this evening. That's for sure. Tedder with a fantastic kick there, and that has changed the game.
So glad I watched this before. I could have lost my house.
So Kearsney College found themselves in the lead here. 2018, couple minutes left, all to play for. Good take. Kearsney seem to be coming into their own now towards the back end of this one. Reese Edwards looking to box kick. That's a good kick from the scrum off.
Brilliant kick.
Great work from Brits with some good work though there, taking it in the air, beating the first defender. This is where Kearsney are going to want to play the game in the Michaelhouse half of the field. Fenn with the offload in the tackle. We haven't seen a lot of that from Michaelhouse. Brits to the right. Anderson. Flat pass. Good tackle. Brits again getting some quick ball now. That's fantastic handling there from the big men. Up over the halfway line. Patience needed from both sides. Anderson caught in a tackle well behind the gain line, but the penalty goes the way of Michaelhouse. Offside, I think. As I mentioned, patience is needed both on attack and defence, and neither side was showing it there, but Michaelhouse get away with the penalty.
He's got to go.
And this is a big kick. can't actually remember this. I'm joking, can. But wait, we'll see. I'll see what happens.
Will you put your house on this one?
Probably not. Probably won't put my house on this one. But we might see. But let's just chat about the game. In essence, I mean, it was all Michaelhouse first half because of that incredible pack that was just pretty much dominating all the first phase. Had so many opportunities, just didn't put enough points on the board. And with 2 tries, I mean, they still needed 12 points to come back in, and they had 2 converted tries. So Kearsney, looking out and lost, come back and are 2 points ahead. With not playing much of the rugby.
Yeah, but that's what good sides do. Good sides are able to not play the rugby, but take the opportunities when they come. As Anderson lines up a long-range kick, the distance is not a problem, but it looks like he's pushed it out to the right. And it's going to be a 22 dropout, so that is a massive, massive opportunity missed.
Yeah, and this is now the second one he's missed. The other one was quite an easy one that he missed for him. So, I think the pressure must be clearly telling on him and getting so close to the end of the game. But he's got class. Let's see what happens.
Michaelhouse. That's Anderson again. That's Anderson again up over the halfway line for Michaelhouse. Brits to the left. Fenn. Carrying hard once again. Brits looking for runners. Hartman. A little bit isolated as the hooker. Kearsney trying to flood over that one. And they've managed to... No, they've given another penalty away. Another opportunity potentially here for Anderson to get Michaelhouse ahead. It's a long kick. It's a very long kick, but the ball does travel a bit further than you expect up in Balgaon. So I don't think that this is out of his range.
Oh, wow. So this is a big kick. I'd say the ball does. You're a little bit of altitude here. You're not more than
a little bit, not. Yeah, a little bit more than the coast. So, a 50-meter kick is I know. I remember Ruan Kombrink was knocking him over from about 55.
Jeez, that's big. Up at the half out. When we were on the creek, I was knocking him from just in front of the 22 at UJ. From their own 22. That's makes such a big difference. And I remember playing rugby down in Western Province and going for captain's run and doing some boxing. It's like, geez, what's wrong with my foot? I'm just not getting any distance here. Height, what's going on? Geez, it really affected the kicking.
Anderson with a long-range effort, probably 49 meters, I would say. I don't think distance will be a problem.
They went for it. They needed to go for it. He really, really needs to go for it.
He kicks it very hard, but it's not going to make it. So, but that's great chasing from Michaelhouse. Look what they've done here. They've managed to get themselves a line out. It's almost, obviously the 3 points would have been ideal, but this is probably the next best situation they could possibly be in.
Yeah, definitely. And your kick is only as good as your chase, even when it comes to those for kick or penalties and things like that, because they still have to get out of their own 22 or behind their own try line. So put the pressure on, and anything can happen. Look where they are now.
Come on, Kearsney.
A vital line out here for Michaelhouse. Hartman feeds. Good work in the air. I think it was Mobley. Anderson.
No,
runners into the middle of the field.
No commentators can say.
So they change up the angle here. Anderson beats 1, beats 2. Geez, fleet of foot, this fly half. Still there. Michaelhouse on the front foot here. Right at the death. They're going to need some points. Fantastic work from Arnott. He's up towards the try line. Penalty advantage here for Michaelhouse. The fans are on their feet. Must be right at the death now. Pick and goes. The referee's got no advantage. High tackle. Wide out on the touchline. Robbie Anderson, how confident is he feeling?
Remember, he's just missed. Now, if you go back, I mean, we all know what happened, but if you go back to this is not an easy kick. Like, this is definitely not an easy kick. And he just missed 3. So he comes back and he says, no, I'll take this. Don't stress. I'll take this. And I mean, the crowd must be feeling absolutely nervous. Like every Michael, I think the Kearsney should probably be feeling quite confident. With 3 misses on the trot. But even a blind squirrel, finds a nut every now and again. I guess if you have enough chances, you get to go and go. So, but what a game! It's been intense. Probably not the prettiest game, but the physicality and the intensity was absolutely incredible.
So here we go, Robbie Anderson. This was the kick. Let's just look at the reaction of the players. This is an incredible kick from wide out after he's just missed 3. It's sailing, and he just knows it. He knows it's going over from the get-go. He knew it. As he struck it, he knew it was going over.
8 years ago.
There we go. That is it. Robbie Anderson with the clutch kick at the death to win the game. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Thank you, Nick Air, for your time. And